Welcome to a demonstration and training on academic advising tools here at GRCC. In this training, we'll be covering two different sets of software. The first is Peoplesoft's Academic Advisement toolset. This is more akin to a degree audit platform. This will allow you to run reports and track students' progress toward their academic program. You can also use this system to run what-if scenarios and to evaluate program requirements if a student were to change their academic program. The second system, EAB Academic Planning, is a system by which advisors and faculty working with students to help them map out their specific academic program plan. For instance, helping them sequence their courses and make decisions around their gen ed and elective selections.
Hi, I'm Lakeisha Beck, the Assistant Registrar of Graduation, and with me I have Valerie Butterfield, the Registrar of Student Records. And today we will be talking about academic advisement, also known as academic progress. So we transitioned from my degree path to academic advisement, and it went live for students and for everyone on August 31st. My degree path is still available to faculty and staff and advisors up until the end of October. Students no longer have access to my degree path since academic advisement has went live. So what is academic advisement? It is an interactive graduation audit tool that assists advisors and students toward the completion of a student's credential here at GRCC. It outlines academic program requirements for graduation, and it also shows what requirements have been completed and what requirements are outstanding for students.
So why did we switch to academic advisement? Academic advisement is a real-time degree audit, and it's a tool that is delivered from Peoplesoft. So it has the opportunity to provide us better information regarding student enrollment patterns, their progress in programs, and it could help assist us with program discontinuation planning and scheduling. We're not quite there yet, but that's something that we're going to be working on in the next phase since we just rolled out this tool for the graduation audit purposes. It assesses degree requirements met based on a student's declared academic program and course completion. The degree audit connects directly to the catalog of courses maintained in Peoplesoft and automatically updates for changes to course descriptions. EAB Navigate is going to be the student-facing tool that assists students with course planning. Academic advisement does not do that. It does not share enrollment recommendations or transfer guidance. It is only an assessment of where a student is at with their degree progress. So it's really, truly a degree auditing tool. It is not a schedule planner. That is a little bit different than how we used my degree path in the past. So I want to show you a couple of things in regards to navigating to the academic advisement report. We really encourage you when you're meeting with students to have them pull up their academic advisement report in their online student center. It provides them some information about their academic program. We want to make sure that they can kind of see their progress. It's a better illustration. There's a pie chart that's color coded there for them. So it's a little prettier as well. But if you are in a situation where you need to pull that advisement report up, maybe you want to pull up and prepare in advance of the meeting. Maybe you're not meeting with the student in person. And so there's going to be a couple ways to access that. And that really depends on what your role is. So faculty teaching classes in a semester would have access to a tile that is called academic advisement. And that's in faculty self-service. That may or may not already exist in your faculty self-service. That is assigned to you by request. We want to make sure you've done your FERPA training. And we went through and took a look at, who had access to my degree path and who used it in the last year. And we provisioned that access. If we missed you, I apologize, but just shoot me an email. If you're a faculty member that doesn't teach classes, or you are a staff person and you need access to academic advisement for your role, then you're going to access that through the Campus Solutions system. So I'll show you both ways. We'll start in the faculty self-service. So I'm going to pull up my online center and share my screen with you in just a second. So hopefully you can see my online center, and I'm on my student homepage right now. So I want to change that to the faculty self-service. And I don't have quite as much information in here as you might, but what you're going to go to is the academic advisement tile. And you always want to add a new value because we don't want to pull up an old report that someone else ran. I'm going to enter in our test student, Jill McNutt, so I'm not sharing anybody's information. Don't worry. We have two different report types that you'll have access to. We'll have the ADVIP, ADVIP, and the WIF, WHIF. The ADVIP report is going to be the report of the student's current declared program, so it's going to be like their actual report. The WIF is going to be a what-if report, so we would select that if we needed to change a student's program or academic program to see what their progress would be if they were to maybe declare a new program. So let's select ADVIP and hit Add. Then we'll hit Process Request. And then you're going to show this screen here on the web that's just kind of a general screen with the students' academic kind of course history and to kind of show where they're at. So I just want to scroll through that really quick. I mean, I think this is helpful. I tend to really like to look at the view report as PDF because it's going to show me, if I hadn't looked it up previously, it'll show me the program that that student is in. So I'll pull that up quickly. So at the top here, it's going to tell me, oh, the student's in the culinary, hospitality, and brewing pathway. And if I scroll down, it's going to show me where the student has satisfied requirements. So Lakeisha is going to show this a little bit more in detail in the Students Online Center so you can see how that report would look. But if you want to print it, you can get this PDF report and it'll tell you if requirements are not satisfied or if requirements are satisfied. So you just have to read through that. All right, we're going to try and run a what if report as well. And again, we're going to hit add. We'll want to use the career simulation. We're always going to hit copy current program. And then if they have multiple rows, it's because they've had more than one program while they've attended here. And you just want to delete it so that we're down to one here so we don't pull up multiple programs in our change. The requirement term is what's going to correspond to their catalog requirements. So we have fall 21 in here. That means that whatever we update is going to be from the 21-22 catalog. So in most cases, you're not going to make a change there. And then in Peoplesoft, academic programs are called academic plans. So you can select a new one here by clicking on the magnifying glass and you can search for a plan, or you can just look at the list that we have down here. We have 172, so there's a couple of pages to look at. Let's select for purposes of this pre-business. Hit OK. And then we want to process that request. And again, this is going to be the web report. It's going to have more color to it and be color coded. And this is really going to reflect what you see in the Students Online Center. Again, I like to look at that view report as PDF just to make sure everything got updated like I wanted it to. And we see that that's changed to pre-business. Okay.
Now let's take a look at an advisement report that students will run in their online student center. So when students want to look at their academic progress and they log into their online student center, they'll come here and they'll see a bunch of tiles. The tiles that we are referencing today is the academic progress tile, where students will see a pie chart where it'll show them how much of their program they have completed and a part of it that has not been completed. So if you click on that tile, students want to go ahead and navigate to the academic progress tile. And on the academic progress tile, students will be able to go down their audit to see what requirements have been met and what requirements have not been met. So for instance, you'll see the gold-shaped diamonds, and now let students know that this requirement has not been satisfied. English 101, 102, they have not been satisfied. But when you go down to the social science requirement, you can see that this student has actually successfully completed this requirement, and there's no other classes that needs to be taken for this. As you scroll down, you'll see the different subjects students can take on some of their plans, where they'll be able to choose courses from those specific subjects. Here you will see at the kind of towards the bottom of the audit, you will see the actual plan that the student is in. They should be able to see this as well. And always at the bottom of our reports, students, we have an overall total credits that students must complete to complete a degree here at GRCC, and that is actually captured as well. What are some important things to know about academic advisement? In academic advisement, as Valerie showed you previously, you can run an advisement report, which is a real-time degree audit for students that whatever program that they're declared in, that is what you will see. Academic advisement is available for academic programs starting with 2017 and going forward. All other catalogs before that time will be done by hand in comparison with the online catalog. Only current catalog courses will show in the academic advisement report. Classes that are brand new offerings will not be visible on the student's audit until the class start date. And one thing to be aware of is when you're looking at a student's report is to ensure that you're looking at the credits or courses versus the units needed for the degree.
So just some questions that we had gotten in previous trainings that we wanted to respond to here. First question is, will staff and faculty have access to academic advisement? And the answer is yes. Please complete a FERPA training, which is in Blackboard if you have not already, and then contact me at my email if you need access to this and do not already. It's just important that, if you're requesting access, it's because you're in a position where you'll be advising students. And that could be in the classroom, it could be in a service office or in the advising center or in the counseling area. So how will information be communicated? We plan to provide continual updates via communications in GRCC today. We are creating training videos like this one for the masses to make available, just so you can reference things later. And we've also shared a reference document recently in GRCC today. So when would you use this? Well, the audit is a final check on graduation requirements. So it's probably going to be used when advising a student on final outstanding requirements or to check on the status of substitutions or waivers. The primary planning tool for courses is going to be EAB Navigate, not academic advisement. So this is truly a degree audit. That's, it's not, drag and drop and build a plan of schedules for the next year. This is really for us to evaluate if requirements have been met and so that we can more efficiently and effectively award credentials to students. And so the last question, will this change how students apply to graduate? And the answer is no. For now, they're still going to be applying on the student records webpage when they're in their last semester or just before their last semester in order to let us know that they're ready. And then we'll evaluate their credentials and let them know if they're eligible to graduate or not. So hopefully this was valuable for all of you today. If you have any questions, reach out to Lakeisha. She's our Assistant Registrar of Graduation, and her email is lbeck@grcc.edu.
Hey everybody, Erin Busker here, Program Director for Academic Advising and Transfer Center. I am recording a quick video to show you how to access and use the Navigate platform for advising. So I'll just show you around a couple of the features, and if you would like additional training, a liaison from my office will be reaching out to the department head or program director in all the academic departments, and we'll be offering to come in and do some more one-on-one specific training. So to access Navigate, you're going to log into your single sign-on. And once you're in there, you'll have a menu item with different tiles on it. And you're going to see the Navigate Staff tile. So once you see that, you can click on it and it will launch the program. I am a super user of the Navigate software, so I probably have some more features than the average person may have. So I'll just show you around to a couple of the different things in here that you'll have access to. So when you get into Navigate, this is kind of your landing page here. And there isn't really anything on here that you'll need to use. This is how we manage our appointments in my office.
I'm going to pause Erin's demonstration and training here just for a moment because I want to show how a classroom faculty's view of Navigate is slightly different than an academic advisor's view. When we were adding roles so that classroom faculty could have access to the advising tools, we had to assign an additional role for all classroom faculty. Usually when you logged into Navigate, you would see your professor home. Now that we've added advising tools to your profile, you will now see a staff home. This can be easily changed. When you get to this point, you might be curious to find out why you didn't have any of your classes listed or students in your classes or alerts that you may have issued previously. And the way to get to that profile is to click the down arrow next to staff home and toggle to professor home. This will bring up a page that probably looks familiar to you where it has both your class listings and your students. It doesn't matter which profile you are in to search for students and be able to see their course history and academic plan and the other attributes that Erin will be showing you, but please just note that if you want to get back to your professor home where you can see your class listing, the students in your classes, as well as alerts you've issued previously, you'll just have to toggle between these two profiles. I also wanted to provide a little bit of clarification on when you search for students. Erin will be showing you how to search for a student. You can either do this by their name or by their ID number. However, there is a system limitation that we had to assign students multiple roles if they were also employed on campus or working as a contingency. So in some cases, you'll be looking for a student and you'll notice that the designation next to their name doesn't say student, but rather something like coach. Let me show you an example here. So searching for a student, you can see the first name that comes up is the student I'm searching for, but instead of student, it says coach. This is because the student works on campus and had to have a secondary profile attached to them. But you can always click on the student's name, review their information, see their uploaded rater card photo to verify their identification.
But you can search any student up here in the quick search. You can put their name in or their student ID, and it'll show up down here as a link and you just click on it to get to the student. I am using Jill McNutt. She's a fake student, so we're not looking at anyone's, any student specific information, just so you know that. And when you get into the information for a student, you'll see an overview tab and you'll see a history tab, as well as their academic plan tab. The overview tab just has a couple of different pieces of information on it. Jill's a fake student, so there's not a lot to look at here, but it'll have a cumulative GPA that you can look at. It'll show you withdrawn courses, how many courses have been repeated, how many courses she received a D or F grade in, and a couple of other pieces of information down here. The history tab will show you all of the notes that have ever been put in the system for Jill. And you'll be able to see the information that we've put in as far as appointments we've had with Jill and what we've said to her. So when you click on history and scroll down, you'll start to see different notes added, and you can click on them to expand them and read the comments. In this training session, there's a disability support services appointment, but it's just a test. You will not see any information about that, but you will see alerts that have been issued, cases that have been open, and any appointments or notes we have added for the student. So that's really nice to see. Over in this section right here, you'll see add a note on the student. So if you're meeting with a student and you just wanted to add a quick note that they stopped by to chat with you and you wanted to record what you said, you can go ahead and put that here. You won't have all these other options unless you choose to start using this to schedule appointments. This blue box right here would have the student's picture, but obviously Jill is fake, so there's no picture for her there. And then this is also where you can see who the student is assigned to. So if they have a success coach, their information will show up here, and then their assigned academic advisor will show up there. So if you have any questions that we can help with, or the student wants to know who their advisor is, that's how you can find that. The other thing I want to show you today is this academic plan tab. So this is a spot where a student can come up with an academic plan as far as what classes to take when. And on the left-hand side, we have gone through and manually built all of the plans directly from the catalog into the Navigate system. Not every single one of them are in there. We're still working through the process. But on the left-hand side, the student will see their most current plan that they have declared in the system. Navigate refreshes overnight every night. So let's say Jill decided she wanted to change from culinary to the baking and pastry art certificate. She would go into her online center and declare her academic program, and then overnight, Navigate would refresh, and the next day, the new plan would be there. So this is what a student sees when they log in. On the left-hand side, you'll see their most currently declared academic program. You'll see a little bit of a disclaimer. And then what we've done is we've gone into the catalog and we have built in the exact order all of the classes that are required for the declared academic program. So in this case, we're looking at the culinary pathway. We've used the course sequencing that the faculty have put together for each program. So we're really just following the exact order that the catalog would follow. So a student will see on the left-hand side everything they have to take. It'll also show what things have been put in their plan, if anything's already been completed. On the right-hand side is where we have the opportunity to send a unique and specific plan to the student. So in order to do that, you have to have access to this blue button up here. Right now, only academic advisors that are in my department and the other advising centers have access. But if faculty want to start using this for specific caseloads, we can train and give additional access. So as far as that goes, in our office, when we're making students a plan, we can send suggestions to Jill. And basically what happens is we can drag and drop courses from this side of the screen to here. We can also use our search tool and we can type in any class that we want them to take. So let's just say Jill had to take Math 97, for example. We can add any class that we want to any term. And therefore, when we do that, it will change the plan on the side and it will show her, hey, this is specifically the order and when we want you to take these classes. Once we're done with that, we send suggestions and Jill gets notified that we've created her a plan. We can also put additional comments in this box. So let's just say, Jill, please retake Alex. Maybe we want to see if she can get a higher score. She's only taken the test once, just as an example. But it'll give a summary here of what we've changed, and it'll also give Jill any comments that we create. And we hit send, and then it sends it to Jill. We can come in here at any time and change plans. We can add different semesters into the plans. And we finally have one spot where you can go and see kind of what we've been working on with a student. So we're really excited about all of this and happy to show you a quick video. And hopefully this is helpful for everyone. If you have any questions, want to set up individual training, you can contact your liaison that's emailed your department chair or your program director. You can also just email me if I can help in any way. Erin Busker, my email is ebusscher@grcc.edu. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Thanks.